In Austin, I'm Adam Bennett. Texas Democrats are facing tough decisions and an approaching deadline after a Supreme Court ruling upheld a redrawn congressional map. As KVU's Daniel Perot tells us, some Democrats have a choice: face a grueling primary, run elsewhere, or retire.
After weeks of ping-ponging, being out, then back in on running for re-election, longtime Austin Congressman Lloyd Doggett is officially retiring, avoiding being pitted against fellow Austin Democrat Greg Casar.
Concluded the best interest of Austin were for me to step aside rather than have a huge battle.
In a statement Friday, Congressman Doggett said he will continue working with the same urgency and determination as if next year were my last, which it will be in public office. Congressman Casar posting this photo on social media Friday of him filing to run in District 37. Democrat John Lira is running in the newly redrawn 35th Congressional District.
We're going forward full steam ahead at this point.
He's been waiting for clarity from the courts to officially file to run. After the Supreme Court cleared the way for Texas to use the new map, he says he now plans to file on Sunday, ahead of Monday's deadline.
We're ready to hit the precincts. We're ready to get out, send people out to the doors and start connecting.
The new map aims to create up to 5 more Republican seats in Congress. Longtime Houston Congressman Al Green plans to run for re-election in the 18th District, which has been vacant since Sylvester Turner's death back in March.
The president's not going to run me out of office. That won't happen.
A runoff election involving 2 other candidates to fill that seat is set for the end of January, a month before the March primary, which all 3 have filed for.
You could have been 25 years old, and the bell tolled. The governor wasn't going to treat the timeline any differently.
And then there's North Texas, where 3 Democrats, Julie Johnson, Mark Vesey, and Jasmine Crockett, could be looking at 2 seats. Johnson's 32nd congressional district was stretched into East Texas, making it more friendly to Republicans. Crockett's 30th district contains part of her old district and a piece of Tarrant County, and the 33rd district is now based entirely in Dallas County. Vesey will likely run in the 30th district, and Johnson says she'll run in the 33rd district. Crockett says she's considering running for Senate. If she does, it clears the way for both Vesey and Johnson. But if she opts not to, it could set up a messy primary, forcing someone to retire or run in a less friendly district. Daniel Perot, KVU News, Austin.
And while the U.S. Supreme Court is allowing the state to use the new map for now, Texas Democrats plan to go back to the high court for a full appeal to fight it. Today is the last day candidates can file to run in the primary election. Waymo is issuing a software recall. This comes just days after KVU's Malia Masamoto reported growing concerns about Waymo vehicles passing stopped Austin ISD school buses. AISD officials say that's led to about 20 citations against Waymo since the start of the school year. Waymo says this problem did not lead to any injuries, and there was another software fix released on November 17th to address the problem. But the company continues to investigate, track, and add more updates. Austin ISD responded to Waymo's voluntary recall, issuing a statement that reads, quote, "While we are grateful for their doing so, publicly acknowledging the danger posed to our students by their operations does not ultimately alleviate the danger. We continue to request that Waymo temporarily cease its operations until it can guarantee our students' safety," end quote. Well, soon Austin Fire and EMS will have a full collection of bulletproof vests to help keep them safe as they respond to dangerous emergencies. The Central Texas Public Safety Commission made a donation for both departments to buy what they've been needing for a while. KVU's Malia Masamoto explains how this will improve their responses and keep them safer.
Every time these first responders drive out the doors,
the reality is any truck at any time could respond to a violent incident where they're in danger of from someone with a gun or a knife or other violent incident.
But a big donation is taking a bit of worry off their plates. At times when they're not wearing these, they'll now all be able to wear these bulletproof vests as an added safety measure.
It's got 2 steel plates in the front and the back, and these steel plates are designed to stop pistol rounds. They'll stop most rifle rounds.
The Central Texas Public Safety Commission donated enough money for AFD to purchase about 200 of these vests, enough for every first responder on each truck to have one.
It's unfortunate that we have to have it as firefighters, but as the fire department, Austin Fire, We respond to fires, but we respond to everything else.
Mark Bridges, a division chief for AFD, says a lot of times fire is the first agency on scene. But if there's a shooting incident that hasn't been cleared by APD yet, they can be in a tough position, having to put themselves in more danger while trying to help others.
This piece of equipment now helps them better make that decision when they are, should they happen to respond first on one of these calls.
The commission also made a donation to EMS, who were able to purchase about 85 vests.
With growing cities come growing pains, and so, unfortunately, we've seen increases in assaults, gun violence, and, for those reasons, that's where we've had to step up our level of protection.
And these new vests are helpful in more ways than one.
Not only is it the physical act of putting this on, but it's just it's the psychological as well. We're going to be helping regardless, but now that we have this equipment, that just knowing that it keeps our people safer makes everything a little better.
In Austin, Malia Masamoto, KVUE News.
In a statement, the chief operating officer of the Public Safety Commission said, quote, "Our first responders put themselves in harm's way every day to protect and care for our community. These vests are a tangible way for the commission to support our first responders' safety and show our deep appreciation for their service," end quote. Well, it could soon be easier for some Texans to get medical marijuana. DPS has granted 9 new businesses conditional cannabis dispensary licenses. Now, the department will dig deeper into each company's background before giving that final approval and letting them start sales. This all comes as the state has expanded its compassionate use program. Teacup, as it's known, lets doctors in Texas prescribe low-dose THC cannabis for medical use. State lawmakers expanded that program this year, and that same law lets DPS issue 3 more conditional licenses by April. Well, some Central Texas veterans spent the weekend in Washington, D.C., thanks to Honor Flight Austin. A big crowd showed up at Austin's airport over the weekend to thank 7 World War II veterans for their service. That event featured a band from the Austin Firefighters Association, plus an honor guard from the Department of Homeland Security. It's all part of Honor Flight Austin's yearly trip to commemorate the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. That was 84 years ago Sunday. The veterans are anywhere between 99 and 104 years old. We spoke to one Honor Flight volunteer who went on a previous flight. He said there was a big difference in how he was received decades ago versus today.
When we came back from Vietnam, we weren't treated very well. We weren't received very well. But the send-off from the Honor Flight was people along the corridor would stop and wave and thank the veterans for their service. It was very heartwarming.
Now, along with the remembrance ceremony, the group also made stops at the White House, the Smithsonian, and Navy Memorial. Those are the headlines in Austin. I'm Adam Bennett.
I'm Teresa Woodard in Dallas, and here are your headlines from North Texas. In Fort Worth, police are searching for a man accused of following an Amazon delivery driver to somebody's door and immediately taking the package. The incident was captured on camera. Adriana De Alba spoke with the homeowner who was inside when it happened, and we learned she's not the only victim.
A delivery hits the porch, and before the Amazon truck is even in drive, shocking home video shows an alleged porch pirate sprinting into frame. Brazen doesn't even begin to cover it. Fort Worth police say the thief moves in before the Amazon driver even leaves, bold, fast, and completely unfazed by the doorbell camera pointing right at him.
Quick. I'm still shocked.
Yesenia Partida is the homeowner.
It's a bit violating.
She says it happened the day before Thanksgiving along Oscar Avenue in the North Side area while she was inside the house.
Brazen, yeah, it really was, to just not care. Not bother to hide their face.
Seconds is all it took.
The biggest thing that surprises us is how bold this individual is. Doesn't even wait for the Amazon driver to clear the path.
But he didn't get away with much.
This is what they ran off with, yeah.
Laundry detergent.
Please stop. Don't do it. It's not worth your time.
It didn't end there. A few days later, doorbell video from another Northside home captures what appears to be the same man swiping another package. Same hat, same SUV, same grab-and-go routine.
Definitely disappointed that someone would do that to another person, especially during the holidays.
Detectives say he's wearing a Cowboys number 88 CeeDee Lamb jersey, but this play is definitely getting flagged for a personal foul. Police asking anyone with information on who he might be to come forward. In Fort Worth, I'm Adriana D'Alba.
Police in Fort Worth do say they have arrested a man suspected in a shooting outside a mall. This happened Saturday afternoon in the Hewlin Mall parking lot. Investigators say a man was shot in the leg. They found him in a grassy area between a Macy's and a Red Robin restaurant. That victim is expected to survive. On Sunday, Fort Worth Police Chief Eddie Garcia announced 21-year-old Keontae Mitchell has been arrested. He faces a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The chief says Mitchell had an outstanding warrant for the same charge in a separate incident. Last week, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled Texas can use its new congressional map in the 2026 midterm elections. That is forcing some North Texas representatives to make difficult decisions, with the deadline to file now just hours away. Here's Scoop Jefferson.
That people have a lot of confidence in my ability to do this job.
Representative Julie Johnson just made a huge decision about keeping her job in politics, even after the December 4th Supreme Court ruling upholding mid-census redistricting. Johnson is not backing down.
I filed to run for election in the new Congressional District 33 in Dallas,
which is currently held by her fellow Democrat, Representative Mark Veazey. Johnson's filing follows a bitter fight over GOP redistricting, including a Democratic boycott, a voting rights lawsuit that briefly halted the map, and a Supreme Court reversal.
I'm really disappointed in what the Supreme Court did.
Attorney and law expert Andrew Cates has kept close tabs on Texas politics.
I will openly say I don't think race had anything to do with it. It was very clearly party supremacy as the end goal.
A goal that Attorney Cates says will result in Texas Democrats impacted by redistricting, scrambling before the filing deadline on Monday.
Everybody needing to move districts and refile or file for a different race.
Now, Cates is keeping tabs on next moves by Representative Veazey and Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, also impacted by redistricting. Whether you are a voter in favor or against redrawing district maps,
get engaged, recognize that politics does affect you.
Your vote will count more than ever next election. In Dallas County, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
The FIFA World Cup is coming to North Texas next year, and some people plan to cash in by offering rideshare services, tours, and of course, rooms for rent. Here's Tiffany Liu now with how some hosts are already preparing for next summer's games.
We got some soccer balls.
He's a host.
When you are an entrepreneur, you own your own destiny.
Who loves a good theme.
Ball in the middle.
With the FIFA World Cup coming this summer,
this matches the bed.
Andy Najjar is ready to kick it up a notch.
We can put it right there. Look at that.
At his Dallas Airbnb.
I am very excited. Me and my brothers, we grew up around soccer.
As a longtime entrepreneur,
we are in my Airbnb. We launched 3 years ago. It's a bedroom and a bath.
Andy remodeled part of his Oak Cliff home for short-term rental.
Place to stay, TV. They have a mini fridge and a microwave and coffee. For the World Cup, it's going to be a cultural experience.
He says others who have thought about it should take a shot too.
On this unit alone, we made about $25,000 last year, which covered 60 to 70% of our mortgage.
His lowest price is $60.
People are booking 17 days in advance. That will get long once the World Cup is here.
But for big weekends in the DFW area, he rents for much higher.
We have 107 people that have us on the wish list.
Andy says there are tools to help with pricing.
From June 13th all the way until July 15th, those are all red circles. That means they're actually games or people coming in for the World Cup, and the data's showing already. Our property's at 268 right now.
He expects to be fully booked that month.
They look out at the pool. I tell them they're free to move about the cabin.
Close to DFW Airport.
I have a really relaxing vibe. It's very eclectic. I did this painting.
Katie Cantrell has the sweetest welcoming committee.
They love the dogs.
renting 2 rooms in her house.
This is Dottie. This is Spotsy. I've actually had guests take the dogs in their bedroom and snuggle them.
Wow. She also runs her hair salon out back.
I'm thankful I don't have to drive to work anymore.
Katie is the definition of work from home.
Have you ever given an Airbnb client a haircut?
Yes. Yeah.
During the World Cup, she is considering listing her master bedroom too.
AT&T Stadium is less than 20 minutes away.
For the last 6 years of being a superhost,
I clean it every day.
Katie's made about $20,000 a year through Airbnb, and it could be more with FIFA on the way.
I actually love hosting.
We're expecting 42,000 Airbnb guests to arrive just to Dallas. That's a lot of rooms, a lot of nights.
Alan Narciss with Airbnb says they are official sponsors of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
We've seen a 50% increases in search of the dates in Dallas for Airbnb. We expect that demand to even increase even further as we get closer to the event.
He says the average price during the World Cup for a home in North Texas is $300 a night. The average host will make around $4,000 during the World Cup.
It's going to be huge for Dallas. And so we estimate that $500 million of economic impact are going to happen in Dallas. And that means money going to host, but also means spending on entertainment and food and beverage. And we actually think that we're going to create 2,000 jobs to support that spending in Dallas.
It's good news for small business owners.
It helps a lot.
Like Katie and Andy, ready to score big. In Dallas,
it's a goal.
I'm Tiffany Liu.
And those are your headlines from North Texas. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning. I'm weather forecaster Roxy Van Ruden here to give you your Texas statewide forecast. Looking at a cooler start to our week this week. We are starting with some foggy conditions across Texas this week with a slow warming trend bringing us some 70s, some 80s for December. Now we do have a quiet weather pattern for this week and staying on the quiet, drier side of things. So not a lot of rain chances this week, but we are starting out with some foggy conditions for your Monday morning. Make sure to give yourself plenty of time this morning and give plenty of space between you and the car in front of you. So most of those foggy conditions will stay towards East Texas. Our friends in Dallas seeing lots of low visibility. Our friends in Houston as well. Many places in South Central Texas. You want to give yourself some extra time as you're heading out to work or school this morning. All right, as far as your future cast, we got to see some 70s, warmer temperatures across the weekend, but we do expect a cold front for the start of the week. So cooler temperatures for Monday, 58 in Austin, 62 in San Antonio, 64 in Midland, and then 40s for our friends in Dallas. Now, Tuesday morning is going to be one of our coolest mornings this week. We are expecting some light patchy freezes across some areas in Texas. So you want to bundle up this week, even though we have the 70s and 80s. We're keeping the sweater weather throughout the mornings. So as far as our radar, we got to see some rain over the weekend. Our friends out east are still seeing some dense fog advisories, many places out east, but no more rain chances, at least not for us. Our friends in the Great Lakes are seeing some snow in Chicago. As far as for us, this is what it looks like for Christmas in Texas. So we're looking on the warmer side of things. Slow warming trend kicks in as that high pressure system moves into South Texas. We've got cooler air for our friends in the Great Lakes and the Midwest. So we're talking about 70s and 80s for December. Now this is a look at our drought monitor. We definitely do need the rain, but we're going to be missing out on it for this week. So let's take a look at your weather for this week. Starting off with our friends in West Texas, my hometown of El Paso. Nice and sunny on Monday with a high of 66 degrees, 67 on Tuesday, and then 70s by the middle of the week. Lubbock, you're looking at 66 today, 73 on Tuesday, and then 65 by Wednesday. Our friends in Midland, 65 today, 67 on Tuesday, 70s as well by Wednesday. Our friends in Central Texas, start off in Austin in the 50s today, a little cooler. Might want to bundle up a little more today. 66 on Tuesday and then 75 by Wednesday. Friends in Waco, 56 today, 66 on Tuesday, 70s as well for your Wednesday.
Fredericksburg, you're looking at 65 today, 60s as well on Tuesday, and then mid-70s by Wednesday. Here in South Central Texas, in San Antonio, we're looking at 62 today, 67 on Tuesday, also warming up to 75 degrees on Wednesday. Our friends in Corpus Christi will be in the 60s today, 70s on Tuesday, and then 80s by Wednesday, so much warmer out there. Laredo, you're also looking at some 80s by the middle of the week. All right, our friends up north are looking at 51 degrees on Monday, 63 on Tuesday, 64 on Wednesday. Weatherford, same thing for you, and Denton, same thing for you as well. Our friends in East Texas, Houston, 60 today, 64 on Tuesday, 74 by Wednesday. Beaumont, you're looking at 60s today and Tuesday, 72 on Wednesday. Tyler, Texas, 50s for both today, tomorrow, and then upper 60s by Wednesday. And last but not least, the Valley looking at 70s today, tomorrow in McAllen, 84 on Wednesday. Brownsville, you're looking at 80s by the middle of the week, and Mission also 84 degrees by Wednesday. So warming up by the middle of the week, and here's a look at your extended forecast with the weekend in view. And that's a look at your Texas statewide forecast. Have a great week.
Let's take a look at today's headlines from Houston. I'm Trayson Bragg. Right now, Houston has federal dollars to make one of the city's deadliest streets safer. Bissonnette from Derry Ashford to Hillcroft is considered one of the most dangerous city-owned roads. The money could be part of a solution to reducing traffic fatalities. Troy Kless has the story.
Longtime resident Terry Rogers has watched the Alief area change, especially busy streets like Bissonnette.
How safe would you say the street is?
The street is safe, it's just the area is getting clobbered. It's getting kind of like a lot of congestion and stuff.
Congestion on top of having the highest number of fatal crashes on city-owned streets, a statistic that council members, including Tiffany Thomas, want to change.
And now we have public infrastructure that's going to make sure no matter if you are riding the Metro bus, a car, walking, or taking a bike, you can get to your destination safely.
The city has received nearly $29 million from the federal government. This week, Houston City Council unanimously approved accepting the grant and paying $7 million on their end for the Bissonnette Corridor Safe Streets and Roads project, aimed at improving a 7-mile stretch of the road from Derry Ashford to Hillcroft.
Some of the improvements will include widening sidewalks and adding pedestrian islands like the one you see behind me here on Bissonnette and Derry Ashford.
Part of the project is in Thomas's district, which has been in the works for years with long-term safety goals in mind.
But if we can invest in our infrastructure with lighting, sidewalks, dedicated islands to make sure that individuals that depend on either public transit or by foot to get to their destination, it's going to really transform and save someone's life.
Though needed, Rogers hopes other streets can get similar treatment.
Bissonnette ain't the only street. That's the way I feel. If they're going to do Bissonnette, they're going to have to come through the whole section.
The project scheduled to be complete by 2028. In Alief, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Troy, thanks so much. AI scams are evolving fast, and one Houston man paid the price. Amanda Henderson shows us how scammers are using new technology to trick victims and how you can avoid becoming a victim.
In mere seconds, I am able to get this app to scan my face, 88, 84, 63, and listen to my voice to create this.
An AI video that looks and sounds just like me, Amanda Henderson. You know it's AI because I told you. But without video, could you tell if my voice is AI?
I got fooled.
Charles Lafkoff says earlier this year he believed he was speaking on the phone with his son, who allegedly needed money to get out of jail.
He was very nervous. He was upset.
That worry translating to Lafkoff to the point he put $15,000 into a CoinMe machine, believing it would be used by his son's alleged attorney as bail. After being asked for more money, Lafkoff called his son directly.
I go, "You weren't at the jail?" The Harris County jail. He goes, "No, what are you talking about?" That's when I knew I got taken for a ride.
You said he even had kind of an influctuation in his voice.
that made it not sound like AI.
So the AI generated voice not only mimicked my son's voice, but it mimicked an emotional situation there.
More than 500,000 people have reported imposter scams this year, according to the Federal Trade Commission. Lafkoff is among the 20% impacted financially. Losses totaling nearly $1.7 billion. John Clay with cybersecurity company Trend Micro explains how this continues to happen.
Amanda, the technology has gotten to the point where it is going to be very difficult for a human being to identify if the image is real, if the voice is real. Everybody probably has their voice somewhere on the internet. They've got a video of themselves somewhere on the internet. They definitely have pictures of themselves on the internet. And so they scrape that stuff up, and they can then take these AI applications and say, hey, use this voice.
Clay explains there are some solutions to stopping your voice and or information from ending up in these scams.
You're going to have to use technology to defeat the technology that the adversaries or the scammers are using.
That includes using two-factor authentication, having a code word with family members only they would know, or even using AI to scan possible scam messages.
There are now new state laws aimed at addressing AI. One that took effect in September makes it illegal to harm or defraud someone by using another person's voice, name, or likeness without their permission.
That was Amanda Henderson reporting. All right, in other local news, we now know which teams are coming to Houston for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and fans got an early taste of the excitement at a special kickoff event over the weekend. Orko Manna was there for all the fun at Shell Energy Stadium.
The countdown is on. Soccer fans of all ages pouring into Shell Energy Stadium this afternoon for the Houston Soccer Celebration kickoff. They're thrilled that the first FIFA World Cup match in town is just around the corner.
How exciting is it? We're only 6 months away from the World Cup in Houston.
Actually very exciting. It's something I always wanted to take part in as in Houston.
The group stage matches announced today, and with teams like Portugal, Germany, and the Netherlands coming to H-Town, everyone wants to get a taste of the action.
I went to when there was in Dallas, and there was a good experience, and I want to do it again in here, It's something we want. Everybody want to be there.
And even if their favorite team is not on the local schedule,
Argentina.
Fans are still pumped. How excited are you for the World Cup to be here next year?
100%.
Like Argentinos, love the soccer. The soccer is his passion, but we love Dynamo, and the World Cup is the best for us.
And they hope to see their teams play as the tournament continues.
We are very excited. We're ready. We go Mexico. I don't know if it's coming here, but we hope.
It's clear that fans can't wait, from snapping pictures with the replica FIFA World Cup trophy to meeting soccer legends DeMarcus Beasley and Luis El Matador Hernandez, to playing a bunch of soccer-related games. The energy is electric.
It's something that we do as a family, so it is pretty exciting, emotional, stressful.
Also eagerly awaiting the World Cup are local businesses and city leaders. That's because the 7 matches here in Houston are expected to have an economic impact of around $1.5 billion. Reporting from Shell Energy Stadium, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
A fun time for sure. Thanks so much, Orko. For a full look at Houston's match schedule, team lineups, and ticket information, just head to KHOU.com. All right, that's a wrap of your Houston headlines. I'm Trayson Bragg.
I'm Bill Churchwell, and here's a look at some of what's happening right here in South Texas. The cost of water in Corpus Christi is about to go up after city leaders approved new water and wastewater rate hikes set to take effect at the start of the new year. The city says the changes are part of a routine review that happens every year, and this time the numbers pointed toward a rate increase. The news comes as the city continues to work to improve and maintain its water system, which officials say is a costly but necessary investment.
Prices are going high, and bringing up the prices on the water bill, that's just crazy, you know. I don't know what all this means or where it's leading to, but I don't even know what to say, sir. I don't like the idea, but what can we do, the people? Ask the people.
Just some of the reaction there. Well, city leaders say they are aware of those concerns and point to what the increase will look like for most households.
For the average customer, which uses 6,000 gallons of water per month, your water rate will go up approximately $4.78 per month.
That adjustment is part of a broader push to keep the water system reliable as the city continues to grow. Across Texas, the horse industry is grappling with a new herpes virus outbreak, a highly contagious illness that can cause health issues and even stillbirths. Local riders are on alert, taking extra steps to protect their horses. Our Natalia Osuna spoke with Texas Ag Commissioner Sid Miller about the impact.
In Beeville, the Bee County Exposition Center looks a little different. Instead of hearing the usual click-clacking of hooves and people cheering in the stands, the arena has gone quiet. And it's all due to an equine herpes virus outbreak.
It affects everyone. Venue owners, roping producers, barrel producers, of course the animal owners themselves.
Travis Culpepper with the South Texas Trail Riders.
Mother and my father are both life members of South Texas. I was the mascot in '99. My son was mascot last year.
Says their members aren't the only ones that have been feeling the impact.
The horse industry is just not owning a horse. It is, and trail riding is just a small piece of the pie.
Culpepper says the virus is highly contagious.
On a dry surface from anywhere from 14 to 15 days. On a wet surface, it can be up to 21 days. They are asking people to not share tack, which includes bridles, saddles, pads, mainly water buckets and bits.
President Robbie Busselman agrees.
We are concerned with our members' safety and also our equine. Everybody's animals, they're just as important as our members are.
Saying this could impact their biggest event of the year.
I've never seen anything of this nature happen on the trail ride with equine. I mean, it's so serious that right now, we're not even sure if we're going to be able to have the big ride.
Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller says it's always good to practice safety measures.
One thing we've learned from this is never let our guard down. Do not intermingle, feed buckets from horse to horse. Do not let them drink out of the same water trough. Do not use the same grooming materials, tools on horses from barn to barn.
But according to Commissioner Miller, we just might start to see action in those arenas again soon.
We're past the tipping point. We're past the incubation period. We're okay. We can go back and resume normal activities with extra biosecurity measures would be my recommendation.
Natalia Osuna, 3 News.
And that's a quick look at some of what's happening right here in South Texas.
I'm Adriana Alexander. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. Volunteers with the Texas Ramp Project spent the morning on Saturday morning in Belton building a wheelchair ramp for a disabled man who couldn't safely get in and out of his home. The 40-year-old organization works to help people with disabilities stay in their homes by providing safe access to their front doors. And the ramp was a team effort with volunteers from several churches and the Belton High School baseball team joining in to get the job done. Team leader Royce Winkler shared how just a few hours of work can completely change someone's life.
This is for an amputee, and he couldn't get out of his house. He had to be carried into his house in a wheelchair. And then his porch was a step lower, so he couldn't even come out on the porch in his wheelchair. So now he can come and go.
It shows, like, as a team that, no matter what we're doing, we're always giving back to people who need it. And that's even if we're on the baseball field or off.
And Texas Ramp Project builds about 30 ramps each year across Temple, Belton, and surrounding communities using mostly donated materials and local volunteers. In Woodway, one local man received a huge thank you for his service and sacrifice by receiving a brand new home. And it's all thanks to Operation Finally Home. 6 News reporter Sydney Walker has more on this special celebration.
Sounds, let's make some noise, of celebration to mark a new chapter and a new home.
Thank you for being here today for this special day for Jacob and his family as they get the keys to their new home today.
Operation Operation Finally Home is giving back to those who gave so much.
A lot of these young men that are coming home from serious injuries in combat, their whole lives turn topsy-turvy.
Vice President Lee Kurgan says,
1, 2, 3. All right.
The surprise never gets old.
When they get the keys to that home and see that this is really happening to me. People actually do care. Welcome home, Jacob.
It's just a gorgeous home. They did an amazing job.
Jacob Spraggins is the latest veteran to receive a home. Deployed to Afghanistan in 2012 and medically discharged in 2015.
I served with the United States Army with the 82nd Airborne and the 173rd Airborne.
Completed a year after the groundbreaking.
I've tried for a year to find the words.
This veteran is finally home.
And I'm still at a loss of words for today because it's just so remarkable.
Right alongside his daughters.
Everything I do is for them. And so seeing their reactions reaffirms that I'm doing everything I need to be doing as a dad. Me, I can nomad. Same thing we did in the Army. You know, you sleep out of the back of a truck, wake up in beautiful places, and you're good with it. But for these kiddos and for a family, like that's something they absolutely deserve.
Spraggins wants to remind veterans that if you're feeling lost and alone, you're never truly alone, and there's always another chapter. The Salvation Army's Angel Tree program has seen overwhelming support this year, with all angels adopted weeks ahead of schedule. And for one woman, giving back to the program isn't just about helping others, it's personal. For Christelle Flores, the program holds special meaning. She was an Angel Tree recipient as a child and still remembers every gift she received. Now a mother herself, she's giving back to help other children experiencing that same Christmas joy.
Someone took the time to pick this out for me and decided to give me this gift out of their own pocket. And I don't even know how to explain it.
Now, Flores says the program taught her to be a giver instead of a taker, a lesson she's now passing on to her own son. And the Salvation Army says donations are still needed for any forgotten angels. And those are your headlines from Central Texas.
I'm Vanessa Croy, and this is the news in San Antonio. An accused killer is now behind bars. Percy Clark IV was arrested early Friday morning, accused of shooting 34-year-old Eduardo Monsiváis in the chest and then running off. It happened just before 1 Thursday afternoon off Wine Cup and Alexander Hamilton on the northwest side. The victim was rushed to the hospital, where police say he later died. According to an arrest warrant, the two men knew each other and had gotten into a fist fight when Clark showed up at the victim's house unannounced. His bond for murder is set at $300,000.
Que no se muevan, no se muevan, no se muevan, no se muevan, están todos rodeados.
You're watching newly released body cam video from Texas DPS, and the moment troopers discover 23 migrants confined inside the cab of a semi-truck. It happened after a routine stop last Friday off I-35 in LaSalle County. The driver has been identified as John Amaya from Laredo. Body cam video shows what he had to say to troopers right before his arrest.
Right now you're alone. You're alone right now, right? Yeah, I'm alone. Okay.
DPS says a Border Patrol canine quickly sniffed out that something else was wrong, and that's when troopers say they rushed in to rescue 23 migrants. Amaya was arrested and charged with 23 counts of human smuggling. DPS says the migrants were taken into custody are for 5 different countries, including Mexico, Honduras, and El Salvador. A grim discovery on the far east side of Bexar County. Deputies say it was a realtor showing the property Friday afternoon who found human skeletal remains. The sheriff says the remains are in an advanced state of decomposition, and at this point, they can't even tell if it's a man or a woman. But the sheriff did tell us he does not believe it's a child. He says they believe the body has been there for months, so who this person is and how they died is still a mystery. It's now up to the medical examiner to make the final determination. Developing right now, a neighbor's game camera captured a 2-year-old girl wandering alone in the woods on the south side, wearing only a dress and no shoes. Her mother and grandmother have been arrested and are now facing charges. KENS 5's Mike Jimenez tells us more about the search for the little girl.
Deputies say the little girl showed up on the game camera around 3 a.m. early Friday morning on the south side. And as temperatures dropped into the 40s, deputies say that created a potentially life-threatening situation for the little girl. It was a property owner who noticed the video around 6 a.m. and called the Bexar County Sheriff's Office to report what she had found on her game camera. That started a search for the little girl. Around 7:20 Friday morning, deputies say the child's mother, Haley Peoples, told them the 2-year-old had gotten out of the home earlier that morning. Peoples claims she found the toddler around 4:15 a.m. but did not call authorities for several hours, while deputies were actively searching for her daughter. Deputies say when they got to the 2-year-old's home, they found unsafe living conditions, including trash, soiled clothing, rotting food, rat droppings, and a heavy odor of urine. The toddler was also found soiled. EMS was called and requested a medical evaluation. Deputies say Peoples refused care and refused to change the child's clothes. Because of the hazardous conditions of the home, the refusal of medical care, and the severe risk to the child, deputies detained Peoples. During their investigation, deputies say the toddler's grandmother, Rebecca Kelly, returned to the home but left after they asked her to wait for a supervisor. Deputies learned Kelly had gone to her grandchildren's school, Harmony Elementary, where she tried to remove 3 other siblings from class before 9 a.m. School staff reported Kelly claimed Child Protective Services was coming and told the children not to talk about what happened, calling it, quote, a private family matter, unquote. Deputies say Kelly was detained at the school. All 4 children, who were all under 8 years old, were taken to the hospital for evaluation. Now, the 2-year-old's mother, Peoples, was arrested for abandoning, endangering of a child with imminent danger of bodily injury, while the toddler's grandmother, Kelly, was arrested for interference of an investigation of abuse and neglect. Both were booked into the Bexar County Jail. Mike Jimenez, KENS 5.
Bexar County deputies say they've uncovered a sophisticated fraud and identity theft ring, and the man at the center of it all is still on the run. Sheriff's Office is searching for Jeremy Saunders. He's accused of using fake IDs, stolen mail, and other people's personal information to pull off high-dollar car purchases. The case blew wide open after a local man got a letter congratulating him on a new 2022 Cadillac, but the victim says he never bought it. A few days later, deputies say another man, Lloyd Marshall Garza, was at the dealership trying to buy another car. He was using a manufactured ID, deputies say, that even had misspelled words on it. Garza then told deputies that his roommate, Saunders, allegedly made the bogus IDs using a printer and his phone. Another man was also arrested, Jose Avila. Deputies say he was also involved. A search related to the investigation, deputies say, revealed what they're calling a full-blown fraud lab. That includes a credit card manufacturing machine, stolen credit cards and checks, replica of mailbox keys, and a ledger packed with victims' names, social security numbers, and credit scores. Deputies say Saunders is now on the run, and he's also a person of interest in another larger theft and mail theft operation. If anyone knows where he is, call the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, or you can send a tip online. And remember, tips can remain anonymous. And that is the news in San Antonio.
Here are your headlines from Southeast Texas. I'm Cladra Rhodes. Beaumont police have arrested a man after a woman's body was found near Terrell Park. We were there as 34-year-old Thaddeus McCrae was hauled off to the Jefferson County Jail. He's accused of stabbing 33-year-old LaQuanta Edwards to death. According to a probable cause affidavit, police used cell phone records and physical evidence to identify McCrae as a suspect. Now, police were also investigating multiple crime scenes in this case. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato spoke to neighbors that say the murder came as a shock.
What brought you in here today?
Did you do what you're accused of?
A grim discovery early this morning. Neighbors woke up to crime scene tape and a massive police presence near their home. The body of LaQuanta Edwards was found near Front Drive in Terrell Park.
I'm really shocked because I would have never thought I would actually see something happen this close to my house.
A newly released arrest affidavit says Edwards was found, quote, deceased and suffering multiple stab wounds. It states investigators were able to ping her last known location to a home on Ashley Street, where they found blood in the rear driveway and on the steps leading to the back door.
Identified the occupant of the residence as Thaddeus McCray, and through the help of our special assignment unit and further investigation, they were able to locate Mr. McCray on Euclid Street.
Police say McCray surrendered peacefully.
If you have anything to say, now's your chance.
Do you have anything you want to say?
Said everything that I knew, so thank you.
BPD says the quick work with the help of the Special Assignments Unit helped justice for Edwards' family come faster.
As soon as the call came out and they noticed that our suspected foul play, we had proactive officers, especially our Special Assignment Unit officers, that were actively searching and looking for clues and hints at how to locate the suspect as well as identify the victim.
Neighbors say the violence has left them shaken.
When somebody passes like that and they don't know what really happened and how they found her and everything, and it's heartbreaking.
That was Spencer Plato reporting. Jefferson County Magistrate Judge Rick Hughes has set McCray's bond at $1.5 million. Girls Haven invited Southeast Texans out to enjoy some gumbo, all to support a great cause. The gumbo cook-off took place at Parkdale Mall. Teams across the region competed in 3 categories: seafood, chicken and sausage, and combination, all hoping to take home the grand champion title. All proceeds made will benefit Girls Haven as it continues to provide a safe, nurturing home for girls ages 6 to 18 experiencing homelessness, abuse, or family hardships.
And then our board actually started Earhart Charter School, which is a charter school that was for our girls, and it's now expanded to over 800 students, low-income students in the area. So we have that for the girls as well. So as you can imagine, having a lot of girls in our facility, teen and preteen, it can get really expensive. So having a fundraiser like this, all the proceeds go back to make that happen.
Guests were not only able to sample gumbo, but also enjoy live entertainment, games, along with a beer garden provided by Del Papa. The Beech Grove Volunteer Fire Department, the Jasper County Sheriff's Office, and the Beech Grove Baptist Church helped raise over $8,000. It was all for the opening of the Kala Memorial Humane Services Clinic by Loving Hearts Animal Society with a special fish fry fundraiser. Gifted in honor of the late Dr. John Kala, a legendary Jasper County veterinarian, this clinic will help end unwanted pet pregnancies and reduce homelessness within the animals in the county, continuing Dr. Kala's legacy. The Kala family have generously offered Loving Hearts Animal Society to use the former Beech Grove Veterinary Clinic and what remains of the clinic's furnishings in support of their mission. The Beaumont Police are grateful to receive almost 200 bikes for their Blue Santa program. The donations came from one man, Dwight Carter, through their Carter Family and Friends bike event. Carter says it's something they've been doing for the past 8 years.
I think a lot of people want to try to do some good, and this is a way for them to do their part, and this is what it's kind of became, is an annual way to come out, get some good food, listen to some good music, and donate a bike for the cause.
BPD Officer Roderick Williams says the bikes will help ensure families have a special Christmas. Blue Santa will make its delivery of all the toys collected on December 10th. And those were the headlines from Southeast Texas.
Hello and welcome to our East Texas headlines. I'm Jimmy Searfoss. East Texas fire departments were awarded over $3 million through the Rural Volunteer Fire Department Assistance Program this weekend. This is just a piece of the $17.6 million that will be distributed to 687 departments across the state of Texas. Over 125,000 will be going to Smith County alone. This money will be going towards things like equipment and help local emergency response resources. Hey, out in Marshall this weekend, the school announced on Facebook a student has accepted a full-ride scholarship to attend the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Jose Orlando Maldonado was one of the 2,550 finalists in the country to receive the Questbridge National College Match Scholarship. and was within the 4.6% acceptance rates for MIT applicants. Jose plans on majoring in electrical engineering at MIT, and he's always been interested in electronics. Congratulations to Mr. Maldonado. A historic milestone has arrived in one East Texas community. The Concord Rosenwald Elementary School, a former all-black school in southeastern Rusk County, is proudly celebrating 100 years. Dozens of alumni, families, and community leaders gathered at the E.E. Leiden Community Center in Mount Enterprise to honor the school's legacy. 3 proclamations were presented during the ceremony recognizing the school's impact on the area, and 5 were also honored during the ceremony. The school shut down in 1971 when it was consolidating with Henderson ISD. 100 years later, the Concord Rosenwald School remains more than a building. It's a living piece of history. The community is making sure that story continues.
Working with this school and improving it, it means a lot as far as history for the youth in this area, and other youth want to come back and learn about what things were in that time period.
The school is currently undergoing a major restoration project to turn the school into a museum. A special ceremony will be held next year for the dedication of the historical marker. In Tyler, East Texans gathered to raise thousands in the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's caretakers and affected families joined up with supporters of the fight against the disease at the Patriot Plaza at UT Tyler to walk a half-mile or 3 miles starting at 9 a.m. The walk was part of the largest fundraiser to support the Alzheimer's Association National Care and Research. The weather wasn't great for it, but it was better than the severe weather that pushed the event back to this weekend. Hey, check this out. This is really cool. Down in Longview, Pine Tree students' art was chosen to give the sanitation trucks a facelift. The art was done by Kate Darden and Kinley Ledbetter, who were chosen from a public group of 30 finalists to have their art on the side of the trucks. The remaining winners will be unveiled December 11th at Pine Tree High School and Hudson Pep Elementary School. Check this out. Mount Enterprise's Kagan Ash is actually signed to play linebacker at Texas Tech after this season, but right now, he's getting that itch out to play running back all out of his system. This weekend, or on Friday night, he ran for over 500 yards. That'd be 500. That put him over the line to surpass Kenneth Hall's 72-year record for most rushing yards in a single season in the state of Texas. This comes after Max Preps reported that he set the national single-season touchdown record with 72 scores on the year. And you know what? He's just 90 yards away from the all-time career rushing yards record, also held by Kenneth Hall in the state of Texas. And the way this kid plays, he might have that in the first 5 minutes of the next game against Shiner next week. Those are your East Texas headlines. I'm Jimmy Searfoss.